Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me for today's at-home full body Pilates workout. Today is a wrist-friendly routine. So as we sculpt our abs, arms, glutes, and thighs, we're not going to be putting any strain on the wrists. This workout does include a warm-up and a cool down. I'm going to be working through all the exercises without any equipment. However, if you want to step up the intensity for the upper body work, you can cuff a set of ankle weights on your hands, or you can hold onto a small set of hand weights. Even without weight, you're still going to feel the effectiveness and the burn in those upper body muscles. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into our warm-up. So I'm going to turn and face the end of my mat. I'm kneeling. However, if you'd like to stand up for this, that's an option as well, with your feet hip distance apart. We're just going to start by lengthening through the fingers and rolling the shoulders down and back. So lift up and roll the shoulders down and back. Reach for the ceiling and roll those arms down and back. Inhale, and as you exhale, really open through the chest. Good, drawing nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth as we mobilize those shoulders. Good, keep the crown of the head elevated up toward the ceiling. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. If you're stood up, come back down to the mat. Take your knees nice and wide and your big toes together. We're going to slide the hands gently forward, coming into child's pose. I want you to really take the time to lengthen out through that tailbone. Stretch the shoulders, breathe deeply in through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage, and slowly out through the mouth. Inhale and exhale, lengthen through the spine. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Nicely done. Now, keeping the forearms down to the mat, I'd like you to position the elbows so that they're below the shoulders and bring the knees below the hips. From here, we're going to go into a variation of cat-cow. So we're going to drop the belly, arch the spine, and then round the spine, dropping the crown of the head. So we're inhaling to arch, and we're exhaling to round, scooping belly in. Inhale, roll the shoulders down, bring the gaze up. And exhale, tuck the chin and round through the spine. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, nicely done. And exhale, mobilizing the spine and getting into that Pilates core engagement as we pull belly to the spine as we round. Let's go 3 and 2, really round. And last one, round through the spine, and then bring the spine back to neutral. Nice work. Now from here, we're just gonna warm up the lower body and open up in the hips a bit. So I'd like you to bend your right leg, toes are pointed. We're gonna lift up, down, and open to the side. Lift up, down, and open to the side. So mobilizing the hip joint as you open to the side, squeezing the glutes, and tensing the thighs here, warming up those lower body muscles gently. Good. Open and lift. Open and lift. Nice work. We've got 4, 3, keep those shoulders down away from your ears. For 2, lift the leg up. And last 1, amazing work. Now let's switch sides. Bend the left knee, toes pointing up toward the ceiling. Lift, lower, and open out to the left. Lift, lower, and open out to the side. Nice work. So your neck is nice and long here. Spine is in neutral. Really focus on moving slowly and with control. Focusing on those joints as well as those muscles. Good. Last 3 and 2 and final 1 and lower the knee down. Now from here, keeping the elbows below the shoulders, we're going to step the right leg back, step the left leg back, coming into high plank. We're going to create a nice flat line with the body, lift abdominal wall, push the mat away up through those elbows, and hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Soften knees down to the mat. Amazing work. Let's get into some of that upper body work here. So we're going to come back into our low plank. Hold it here, deep inhale, and exhale, scoop the abs in and lift the hips. Lower, inhale, and exhale, scoop abdominal wall in and lift those hips. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, shoulders above elbows, and exhale, scoop those lower abs in. Warming up the abdominal wall, working into those upper body muscles. Good. We've got 4. Lift a bit higher through those hips. For 3, amazing work. Last 2, stay broad across those shoulders. And final 1, scoop up. Now we're gonna lower into our low plank, and we're gonna tap alternating knees down to the mat. Keeping the bum low, keeping the shoulders broad, gaze is down on the mat. Keep it up, you can do it. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold in your low plank for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the knees nice and wide, big toes come together, and sink back into your child's pose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly bring yourself up to a kneeling position. Now we're going to get into our weightless arm work. Again, like I said, if you want to hold on to a set of hand weights or put some ankle weights on your hands, you can, but I'm going to do it weightless. We're going to do it without any breaks. So we're going to keep those arms elevated. If, however, you start to build tension in the neck and the shoulders and you need to lower the arms down for a minute, pause the video or just roll your shoulders out a couple of times and then continue on, please do so. We want to make sure we're moving safely and with good form. I'm in a kneeling position, but again, you can be stood up if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to elevate the arms up to shoulder height. Palms are facing down. The neck is long, the spine is in neutral. We're going to lift the right arm and lift the left arm. So between each lift, you're returning the arm to shoulder height. Now, because I'm moving without weights here, I want to really focus on contracting my muscles and moving with resistance. So really pushing the palm back down to shoulder height. Lifting with control. Good. So alternating, arms coming up, fingers are long, arms are straight. Good work. Really plug your belly button in towards your spine here and be careful not to sort of lean back or round through the spine. You want the spine nice and tall. Good. Give it resistance, really push down. Imagine you're banging your palms down on a drum or a surface. Give it a lot of energy. Good. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to pull back with the right arm, come forward, lift and lower. Pull back with the left arm, lift and lower. Pull back, lift and lower. Pull back, lift and lower. So we're alternating sides. We're keeping the hips facing forward as we rotate. So we're just rotating around in the torso, not swiveling around in the hips here. Focusing this work in the upper body. Good work. Nicely done. Keep those arms elevated. Don't let them drop lower than shoulder height. And one more each side. Nicely done. Now holding the arms out long, neck is long, shoulders are down away from the ears. We're just going to pump the arms up and down in the air, pushing down toward the mat with those palms. Nice work. Really tense the backs of the arms, work into those shoulders. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn so the palms are facing up toward the ceiling. Lengthen through those fingers, lengthen up through the neck, and pulse the palms upward toward the ceiling. Good, nice quick little pulses. Amazing work. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to turn the palms so they're facing up toward the ceiling, arms are at shoulder height, and we're just going to pulse. Lifting those palms up toward the ceiling, keeping those arms nice and tight as we pulse it up. Nice work. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keep the crown of the head lifted toward the ceiling and the chin parallel with the floor for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn the palms so they're facing down toward the mat and continue. Nice long straight arms here. You should be feeling the work building in those shoulders. Keep breathing through it. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Core is engaged here. Nice work for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn the palms so they're facing forward, and we're just gonna pump the arms back and forth. Imagine you're pushing the air forward with those hands. Good. Keep breathing, working into the chest a little bit here. Now 2. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the arms overhead. Now pull the elbows down in toward the side of the body. Lift and pull down. Lift and pull down. Lift and pull down. Now as you pull down, I want you to really contract your upper back muscles together. And again, give it a lot of energy. Really drive those elbows down and reach up with your straight arms. Good. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause at shoulder height here. Now from here, we're gonna bring the forearms together and open the arms wide, gently contracting those upper back muscles together. Good. Bring forward, squeeze the chest, and open. Together and open. Squeeze those forearms together. Press those palms together. Good work. Opening and closing. Opening and closing. Nice work. We've got 5, 4, 3. Have you kept your arms up the whole time? Again, remember, if you need to lower down for a second, that's fine. Now open and hold. Keeping those right angles, keeping the palms facing forward. We're just going to circle the elbows back. Drawing little circles in the air with those elbows, keeping the fingers nice and long. Keeping those arms elevated, neck is long. Good. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come together. We're going to pulse up for 10. Squeeze those forearms together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift. Pull down. Pull down. Back together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Squeeze the forearms together. 2, 1. Open. Pull down. Pull down. It almost feels like a little break between. 2 more sets of this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open. Pull down. Nice work. And pull down. Last set. 10, 9, 8, 7. Working into those chest muscles. Keep squeezing those arms together and hold. Lift the elbows a bit higher. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Amazing work. Whew, I'm already sweating. Okay, let's roll out those shoulders. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nicely done. Now we're going to move ourselves down onto the floor. So lower yourself down carefully. Lowering the stomach down to the mat. From here, we're going to lengthen the arms out long on the floor. We're going to slightly lift the chest, gaze is down on the mat. Legs are about hip distance apart. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to pull the elbows back, knitting the shoulder blades together, then come forward. Pull right elbow back, Pull left elbow back and pull both back together, lifting that chest and then lowering back down to the floor. So it's an inhale, exhale, pull back, stay elevated, pull your right arm back, pull your left arm back, pull both together, hold, squeezing those upper back muscles, and then lower, nicely done. Lift, pull those elbows back, right arm comes back, contract those shoulders, left arm, both arms together, pull those upper back muscles together, and then lower, good. Lift, 1, 2, together, and hold. 3 more sets. Lift, 1, 2, together, lift and hold. Nice work. Last 2 sets. Whoop. Both arms together. Good. Remember that pattern. 1, 2, together, and hold. Last set. Pull those arms back. Pull the right elbow back and the left. You can do it. Both arms together. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing work. Okay, from here, last exercise in this position, we're going to work the triceps a little bit with some pulses. So we're going to sweep the arms back, lengthen up through the crown of the head, hovering the chest above the mat. Thumbs are turned down toward the floor, little fingers up toward the ceiling. From here, we're gonna pulse the hands in toward each other as though we were squeezing a ball. So we're just pumping those arms, and as we do so, we're keeping the spine really nice and long, and we're focusing on the backs of the arms. Working into those back muscles as well here. Good. For 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to lift a bit higher and squeeze those arms together. Squeeze the hands together as close as they can go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Take a bit of a breather. We're going to do that again. Sweep those arms back. Hold that invisible ball above your bum and pump. Good. Squeezing the backs of the arms, keeping the arms really nice and long and straight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those arms together as close as they can go. Lift up a little higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. 1 more set like that. Whew. Okay, let's go. Sweep those arms back. Lift up a little higher in the chest if you can and start pumping those arms. Contracting those back muscles, working those triceps. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Squeeze those arms as close as they can go together. Contract upper back muscles for 5, 4, 3. Lift a bit higher. 2, and 1. Amazing work. Gently come up onto your forearms. Now take your knees nice and wide and slide your hands forward, coming into child's pose. Breathing in through the nose here and out through the mouth as you lengthen through the spine and stretch the shoulders. Regulating the breath for 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing work. All right, now we're going to come up and we're going to switch our focus onto our abs. So I'd like you to find the center of your mat and gently roll down. You can use your hands or your elbows to help you. Come all the way down onto the floor. Now from this position, I'd like you to take your hands overhead, palms facing in toward each other. We're going to bring the right knee in toward the chest and keep the left foot flat on the floor. From here, we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're rolling up. We're extending the right leg, bringing it back in, and then rolling back down to the mat. So we're lifting, crunching up, extend, lengthen through the toe, bring it back in, and lower. Lift up as you exhale, extend, bend, and lower. Nice work. So as you extend the leg out long, you're holding in that crunch. Your head is resting on top of your shoulders, and you're really tightening that abdominal wall down toward the floor. Good work. Lift. Lift and hold. Flattening belly to spine. Last 2. And final 1. Keep your knee in towards your chest. From here, I'd like you to take your right hand behind your head. Just to support your head, we're going to take the left arm overhead. We're going to cross the left arm over to the right side, then lower and extend right leg and left arm. Then cross over and extend. Cross over and extend. So keeping the hips even, so we're not rocking around from side to side in the hips. We're rotating around the rib cage in order to work into those right obliques. So really pick that left shoulder blade up off the floor. Reach across the body with the left fingers as you cross over. Keep your right leg in the frame of the body. Try not to let it cross over to the left side. Keep that knee in line with your hip. Right knee in line with right hip. Good. And really challenge yourself by picking up and crossing over, getting a nice deep rotation in. We've got 3 and 2 and final 1. Amazing work. Both hands overhead. We're going to switch sides. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. Curl up. Extend left leg. Bring it in and lower. Curl up. Extend. Now as you bring the knee in, I want you to really drive it into the chest. Extend. As you drive it into the chest, really pull that belly button down toward the spine and lower with control. Good. And every time that leg extends, we're pointing hard to the toe. All the leg muscles switched on. Good work. Make sure as you come up, your gaze is sort of looking out between your thighs and not up at the ceiling. If it's up at the ceiling, you're straining your neck. So make sure you're tucking that chin and resting your head on top of your shoulders. Good. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Amazing work. Good. We've got 4, 3, lift up a bit higher. For 2, you've got this. And last 1. Keep the knee in at the chest. Take your left hand behind your head. Take your right arm over. Cross up and over. Extend and repeat. Inhale and exhale. Picking that right shoulder blade up off the mat. Keeping that left knee and hip in alignment. Keeping those hips evenly weighted down on the mat. Good. Good. Pick up and over. Working into those left obliques. Reaching across with those right fingertips. Good. Let's go 5. And 4. Lift a bit higher. For 3. And 2. Final 1. Nicely done. Now, we're going to come up onto our forearms here. I'm just going to make an adjustment. So up on the forearms, we want the elbows below the shoulders and the chest is nice and open here. Really push up through those elbows so you're not rounding or collapsing in the spine. You're really lifted, your core is tight. We're going into some ab work here. So we're going to lower ab work. We're going to lift the right leg and then lower. Switching the leg slowly in the air.
Now, if it's too much for them to cross over midair, you can always lower one and lift the other. That's the easier variation of that. I just want you to really make sure that you're pulling those lower abs in towards your spine with every lift. So you're either crossing the legs over, this is the more challenging version, or lifting one at a time. Now really connect with that Pilates breath. This is slow and it's controlled. For 4, keep pushing up through those elbows. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Now from here, we're going to go into a frog leg extension with alternating leg drops. So I'd like you to bring the knees in toward the chest and glue the heels together, splay the feet out to the side. From here, we're going to inhale, push up through those elbows, exhale, extend, lower your right leg, lower your left leg, and back to the starting position. Come out, lower right leg, lower left leg, and in. Now, if that's too much with the alternating leg drops in between, just work through your frog leg extensions like so and eliminate the alternating leg drops. Otherwise, stick with the drops between each frog repetition. Good. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Bring the heels out, drive out through those heels. Good. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Amazing. We've got 3 more sets. Working those lower abs so well. Good. Keep that chest nice and lifted. Keep pressing up through those elbows so you're not collapsing in your spine. Amazing. Lower feet down to the floor. You can just sway your knees from side to side for a moment. And we're moving into our final exercise from this position. So we're gonna extend the legs out long, either perfectly straight or with a bit of a bend if that's more comfortable for you. And we're just gonna flutter the legs in the air. So let's start fluttering, pointing through the toes. Abs are engaged as we breathe out, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you want more of a challenge, lower those legs a bit. If you want a little less of a challenge, take them higher. Good work. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower both legs down to the floor and gently make your way back down to the mat. Stretch out nice and long and take a couple of deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. Amazing. Now we're going to move into our rollover. We're going to lift the arms up overhead as we peel up off the mat and then fold over and then lower all the way back down to the mat. If that's too much, if you can't come all the way up from the mat, I'd like you to lower halfway down, lift and stretch. Lower halfway down, lift and stretch. But if you can, you're coming up from the full lay down position. Good. Lowering with control and lifting with control. So try not to kind of swing yourself up. I want you to use those upper abs to come up and then use those lower abs to control the roll down. We've got 3 and 2 and last 1. We're going to come up and fold over the lower body, taking a hold of the feet, the calves, the ankles, whatever you can reach, and enjoying a nice back body stretch here. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. For 3 and 2 and 1. Roll yourself up. Now from here, we're going to come down onto the side body and we're going to switch our focus onto our glutes and thighs. So I'd like you to get really nice and long on your mat. I'm gonna be propped up like this, but this might be uncomfortable for your wrist. And if so, I'd like you to put your head on your outstretched arm or maybe on a cushion or a block. Okay, opposite hand is down on the mat. Just softly here for support. We're gonna stretch the legs out really nice and long, plug the belly in, stack the hips, knees, and ankles. Now pick the lower legs up and hinge them slightly forward so you're in a pike. From here, we're gonna go into some leg lifts. So we're gonna lift the top leg up and then lower to about shoulder height. Then we're gonna bend the knee in and extend. Lift, lower to shoulder height, bend and extend. Lift, lower, bend, extend. Good. Lift, lower, bend, extend. Now, if you're losing stability here, you can bend this lower leg, or if you want to keep it straight, but you're looking for a little bit more stability, I want you to really focus on contracting the muscles in that lower leg. So really pointing through the toes, using that lower leg like an anchor down on the floor so that you're not rocking around in the torso as you move through this exercise. We really want to be isolating this work in the lower body. Good. Bend in, kick out, start giving it a lot of energy, working into the glutes, the thighs, the hips. Nice work. And last one, we're gonna lift up and hold. Now we're gonna lower the leg a couple inches and lift. Lower and lift. And just pulse it up and down here. Keep really pointing through those toes. Nice strong muscles all throughout the leg. Lengthening out through that big toe. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep that leg elevated. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Ooh, those burn. Okay, so now we're gonna bring the leg up to about shoulder height, flex the foot, bring the knee in, and drive out. In and out. In and out. Kick that foot out away from you. Give it energy, full extension of the leg. Let's go 5, 4, 3, nice and powerful, 2, and 1. Point the toe and lower the leg. Now we're going to switch our focus onto the inner thigh. So we're going to either move that top leg to the back or to the front. I'm going to hold on to my ankle just for a little bit of support. Toes are pointed, inner thigh is facing up toward the ceiling. We're going to lift and lower, just hovering the leg above the mat and then squeezing those inner thigh muscles to lift it right back up. Good. Nice work. Lifting and lowering for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're going to do 3 pulses up. 1, a little higher, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, lower down. Lift, 2, 3, and lower. Good work. Halfway there, 5 more to go. 1, 2, 3, and lower. Lift, 2, 3, and lower. Good work. I know these burn. Last 2, and lower, last 1. And we're gonna hold it there and pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoo, inner thighs on fire, good work. Okay, from here we're going to switch sides. So use your hands to help you. Come over onto the other side, lower down with control. Supporting your head on your hand, but again, if that gives you any discomfort in your wrist or your neck, then stretch out onto that arm. Okay, from here, we're gonna pick the legs up, bring them forward, plug belly in toward the spine, lift that top leg, lower to shoulder height, knee in, extend, lift and lower. Knee in, extend, lift and lower. Amazing. So starting off really nice and smooth here, lubricating the hip joint, starting to warm up and fire up those glutes, hips, and thighs. on this opposite side. Good. Bring it in, lift it up, and lower. Good work. Now really start to give it a lot more energy. Really extend, lift, lower, push out through that big toe on the extension. Nicely done. We've got 5, 4, 3. Keep those shoulders relaxed, belly plugged in. 2. Last 1. Hold it here. Lower a bit and lift. Lower and lift. Good. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Nice work. Now from here, we're going to lift the leg up, flex the foot, bend and push out. Bend and push out. Good. Really kick through that heel. Navel is plugged in toward the spine. Shoulders are relaxed. Let's go. 5, 4, 3. Imagine you're kicking something away from you. And 1. Lower down. Nice work. Now we're making that bridge either in front or behind the leg, pointing the toe and making sure that inner thigh is switched on as we lift and lower the leg up toward the ceiling. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now we're lifting. 1, 2, 3, and lower. Up, 2, 3, and lower. Good work. Get ready to feel the burn in those inner thighs, but stick with it. We've not got long to go on this side. Lift, 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 and lower. Halfway there. Good. Lift, 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 and lower. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Hold it here. Pulse. Lift, lift, lift for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We did it. Lower down. Nicely done. Now we're going to come up onto our forearms so that we can really ensure that we're finishing off strong and making sure that we targeted the gluteus maximus as well as the gluteus medius. So I'm going to start off on my right side because that was the leg that I worked first in my side lying position. I'm going to bend the right knee, ensure the elbows are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips, and our spine is in neutral. We're going to lift up with a pointed toe, lower, just hover the knee above the mat, and then lift up with a flexed foot. So lift with a point, lift with a flex, keeping the hips square with the mat. Focusing on those right glutes as we lift and squeeze. Drive up through the big toe, then drive up through the heel. We've got 3, 2, last 1. Now we're going to lower and lift, keeping the foot flexed. Good. Driving the heel up toward the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top of the lift. Quick 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower for a moment all the way down. Now point the toe. Lift and lower. Slow pulses for 10. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick pulses, little pulses for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Oh my goodness, those were tough. Okay, take the knees nice and wide. Sink back into your child's pose. Opening through the hips, lengthening through the spine for 3 and 2 and 1. Great. Let's repeat on the left side. So close to the finish line. After this set, we get a nice stretch. So we're bending that left knee, lifting, then hovering the knee above the mat and flexing. Lifting with a point, then lifting with a flex. Shoulders are down away from those ears. Neck is nice and long. Tailbone is slightly tucked so we're not straining the low back as we move between these two positions, getting deep into the gluteus maximus. Good. Keep those hips square with the mat. Try not to lean over to that supporting side. Keep your shoulders level, keep your hips level. Let's go 3, 2, last 1. Now holding with a flex, lowering and lifting for 8, 7, drive that heel up toward the ceiling, last 5, 4, abs in 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top of the lift, 10 pulses, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knee. Ooh, I don't want to do the last set. We can do it though. Okay, toes are pointed. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Glutes on fire, doing such good work here. 5, 4, 3, breathe through it, 2, and 1. Little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Take those knees nice and wide. Sink back into child's pose. Breathing deeply here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. You've completed all the hard stuff. Now we're going to do a few stretches to cool it down. Amazing. Let's move down onto the mat and we're going to stretch out our glutes, coming down onto the floor. Now I worked my right side first, so I'm going to stretch the right side out first. I'm going to cross my right leg over my left, interlace my fingers, just take them behind the left thigh and hug that left knee in toward the chest. My absolute favorite glute stretch. It gets deep into those muscles. It also stretches out the lower back. If you keep your tailbone connected with the floor, it feels really good. A nice deep stretch in that lumbar spine. Hug it in a bit closer for 3 and 2 and 1. Lower the foot, switching the crossing of the legs. Hugging that right knee in towards your chest. Relaxing your shoulders, regulating your breathing. Stretching out the spine, hug it in a bit closer for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll over onto your stomach. We're going to come up into a cobra to stretch the abdominals. So lift up onto those forearms and look out over your right shoulder and back to center. Look out over your left shoulder and back to center. Now from here, bring yourself up into a seated position. I'm going to cross my legs and we're going to stretch out our inner thighs. So bring the soles of the feet together. Draw the knees down toward the floor and just fold over the lower body. You can keep your hands on your feet or you can take them to your knees. Applying a little bit of pressure to the knees to just push them down toward the mat, deepening the stretch, unless that's painful. Don't do it if it hurts. For 3 and 2 and 1. Return to your cross-leg position. We're just gonna lift up and over, stretching to the side body. Reach, reach, reach. And then lower hand to your thigh. Reach through the other side. And one more each side. Reach. And opposite side. Nicely done. Come back to center. Roll out the shoulders for 3 and 2 and final 1. Amazing work, guys. I hope you really felt it in all those major muscle groups. I know I did. Your wrists should be free of strain. I hope you're feeling great, and I look forward to moving again with you next time. See you soon.